Welcome to today's edition of KBC News, where we present to you political conflicts in the modern world. Today we will discuss the issue of Chechen refugee in Poland. We're going to visit Chechen Refugee Center in Lenin, Poland. Hello, I'm from KBC News Report. I'd like to interview you about the problems you face. So, what's your name?
I'm Svetlana.
And Kurilin.
From what I heard, you have faced some problems with assimilations. Could you tell me more about that?
Integration programs in Poland are unsuccessful due to numerous problems such as the short length of such programs, inadequate collaboration between organizations who work on the assimilation process, a scarcity of places to stay, and an overall ignorance of refugees among the Polish people. We are also unmotivated and reluctant to integrate into Polish society and learn the language, since we view Poland as a transit country rather than a place where we will stay indefinitely.
So what's the deal with the healthcare for Chechen refugees?
There isn't much healthcare available to us. There are very few doctors in Poland who are proficient in the Russian language, and so we don't receive the proper medical assistance that we should be getting.
One of the most challenging problems that Poland faces with the Chechen refugees, though, is probably the Dublin II regulation, which is an EU law that requires for refugees to apply for refugee status in the first EU country that they enter. Unfortunately, many Chechens are not aware of this law, so when they enter Poland, they regard this as a transitional country, blindly thinking that they can meet their families who may be in another country just in a couple weeks. Poland also doesn't have the money and resources to provide for the refugees, so many of the refugees who enter Poland aren't given proper and adequate care. Another country, such as Norway, for example, has plenitude of resources to aid these refugees. But due to Dublin II regulation, but Chechens cannot just go from one country to another. Are there any problems that are evident at the refugee center?
We notice that many of our children at the refugee center are quite violent and aggressive. English expletives such as piss off are common at the refugee center. This is probably due to the hardships that the children have had to face in Chechnya. As a result, they have developed psychological problems.
There was this one time when a young man came into a classroom full of children, pulled a knife out of his pants and told them that he was a terrorist. It was a frightening experience that affected everyone at the center.
From our research, we found that Chechen refugees, although not particularly children, have also developed psychological problems due to the refugees have faced traumatic experiences, tortures, and violence. The story of young men with a knife further raises our suspicions that refugees at Lenin Center are affected by deep psychological problems.
Many of the children at the center are improperly dressed as well, even in the harsh warm Polish weather. Many of the children wear sandals, this sweater, and skirt. We thank the children for the American School of Warsaw Quality for the plentiful of clothes that they gave us, but I'm still unsure if it is enough to clothe every member of this center.
Well, that's it for today. Remember to check in tomorrow for further reports.